Boy, say, I am looking toe up. Hello everyone and welcome back to Flo's Corner. So in this video, I'm going to be doing a phlebotomy Q&A. This has been a most requested video, and I told you guys if you had any questions, please DM me or message me or anything, and you guys did not disappoint. So here I have all your questions written down. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at my notes. So let's get right into it. So first question reads was, how long have I been a phlebotomist? So I got my certification March of 22. I worked at the hospital for 1 year and I've been at my clinic for 6 months now. Second question reads, which one do you like better, hospital or clinic? If you guys haven't checked out my video, my experience between working at a hospital and a clinic, I'll link that down below. But if you have watched the video, then you know that I do prefer the clinic better because I feel it's a more calmer and subtle environment versus the hospital. I do love that I started the hospital first because I got all of my basics and everything and experience while working at the hospital, and it definitely was a good experience. But if you ask me at my age now, I do enjoy the more calmer environment from the clinic versus the hospital. If you would have asked Flo 10 years ago, I probably would have said the hospital because it's faster, boom bam boom, you're just hurrying up, not really worrying about time and things like that. But the older I get, the more I'm like, I need to calm down. So yes, I say clinic is better. Third question reads, how did I become a phlebotomist? So I pretty much had a course that I paid out of pocket for. It was pretty pricey, like 600 and change, and it was a course that I took that was the basics of phlebotomy, and it would help you get your certification. So I went through this course, and pretty much you learned a lot of the textbook part about like drawing blood and learning about the veins, learning about different tubes and what type of additives and things like that the tubes have. During the course, we also drew from one another. We drew from our professors and stuff. And then to pass, we had to pass the written exam. I think it was wait, hold on, I'm trying to think. Was it written or was it electronic? I think the exam was electronic because this was for our certification. So we had an electronic exam that we had to take online. That was for our certification. And then we did a physical on hands exam, which was our completion for the course that we took. And we had to successfully draw using a straight needle and a butterfly needle. So pretty much we had to do two with the straight needles, and then we had to do one with the butterfly. You had to catch like the first try. If you didn't catch the first try, they made you do it one more other time. If not, I believe you had to come back the next day to retake the physical exam. Question number 4, how much was the certification? The certification in my state was $50 for the actual certification. You had to pay it online before you took that written exam. But like I said, I came out of pocket for the course, so I paid way more, throughout the whole phlebotomist experience, trying to become a phlebotomist. So everybody's state may be different. I'm not sure. Question 5, was it hard to find a job once you finished your course or school? Okay, so honestly, I would say it was for me. It was so hard to find a phlebotomist job because they wanted you to be experienced. A lot of them wanted you to be certified, but then they also wanted you to have experience. If not, if you had maybe like they had certain protocols, so certain job postings would say like a minimum of 100 sticks or a minimum of 200 sticks. I'm like, okay, I'm coming from a course that I take. I ain't stick nobody 100 times. I haven't stuck anyone or 100 people. Like, you know what I mean? So from my personal experience, I do believe it was really kind of hard to find a phlebotomist job because they wanted you to be certified, which is what I had, but then they also wanted you to have experience. And I'm like, well, if you don't give me the job, then how am I going to get the experience? So I did find myself struggling a little bit with trying to find a job in the phlebotomy world. I know I had certain people say to get your foot in the door, like apply for blood donation centers and plasma centers and things. And I was putting out my application everywhere. I mean, everywhere. Blood, plasma, everything. I was doing entry level, trying to apply for like entry level phlebotomist jobs, and nobody was like calling me back. I was like, man, this is hard. This is hard to get in this field. So I've heard that other people had that same experience. I know certain ones said that they went straight from like the course or the school and they went straight into like an internship or however, but it was not the same for me. I was struggling. But in the end, it took for me to have been working in the hospital for me to get the phlebotomist job, because I was a nurse extern at the hospital that I became a phlebotomist, because that's what I was doing, you know. So when I saw that we had a phlebotomist open position, I decided to apply for it. But I applied for the PRN position, obviously, because I already had the nurse extern as a job as well. And also, just a side note, don't give up. I mean, be real with you. Do not give up, because I kept going. As many no's that I got, rejection, I did not stop. I was like, yo, I am going to keep applying. You guys are going to get tired of me. That was me. I was nonstop, not trying to play around. I just kept applying for any phlebotomist position that I saw, because, you know, I paid all this money for this course and my certification, and I'm not finna let this go to waste. So I kept applying, you know what I'm saying? So my thing is, don't give up. Keep applying. If you know anyone working somewhere, whatever like that, and they're looking for phlebotomists, ask for somebody to give you a good word or try to get you in or something, but don't give up, honey. I just graduated from phlebotomy school and received my certification, but I feel like I'm afraid because I have shaky hands. Okay, I've gotten this question quite a bit, and it's kind of hard to answer, because with phlebotomy, you honestly can have shaky hands. I mean, the only reason why I'm saying that is because, you know, you have a needle in your hand and you're about to pierce somebody's skin to go in their vein. You can't really have shaky hands. A tip that I have is to just have more confidence in yourself. Don't fear that you're going to do something wrong, or you feel that, you know, you're going to hurt someone or anything. If you can't really shake that feeling and build more confidence in yourself, and you notice that shakiness is not going away, then I would recommend not to become a phlebotomist, because, you know, it's just not for that type of field of work. So you don't want to risk injuring a patient, because you notice that you do have shaky hands and you're not confident in yourself, and then now you're thrown into this world and you're gonna make a mistake, and you know it's harmful to someone, and you don't need all of that on you. So I would say, if you can't build confidence and really work on yourself and taking away that fear that you have, or the shakiness of your hands or something, and it's not like a medical diagnosis of something's wrong, then I would say that phlebotomy may not be for you. You can always find yourself doing something else in the medical field, but I hope that answered your question. Question 7 reads, what is a misconception about phlebotomists? Okay, I've been dying to get to this question, because one big misconception about phlebotomists is that all we do is draw blood. We are vampires. We're coming in there. We're coming to take every bit of pint of blood, everything, you name it. That's what we're going in there for. Okay. That is a big misconception, because I do understand that phlebotomists are blood drawers, but we are so much more than that. We deal with so many other specimens and so many different other things. So, for example, we do collect urine samples, we collect breath samples, we collect stool samples. Like, this job can be very, very messy. If you're not a really messy person and you have a weak stomach, then baby, this is not the life for you, because you may not be somewhere where you're only drawing blood all day, every day. You may have places or laboratories that you work in. Even if you work in a hospital, you may have to collect other samples, and that's very messy that you would go, oh my God, no, I'm not touching that. Well, baby, we collect those things. Honestly, we do. So that's a big misconception when I tell someone that I'm a phlebotomist, because the first thing they say is, all you do is, draw blood all day. No, it's way more than that. I also want to answer a part two of that question. So pretty much we also deal with like insurances and things. So being that I work at a clinic, or sometimes if I was to work at a laboratory and I'm working like the front desk and I'm the phlebotomist there for all the draws and all the specimen collections and however, okay. If you ever been to like a laboratory, like a laboratory place, like, a lot of people, it's like LabCorp, Quest, or however, right? So when you walk in, there's a person there at the front desk. Normally that person is also the phlebotomist, the person that's going to collect the samples and or draw your blood or however or whatever you needing to be done. So, places like that, doctors send their patients. You have employers that send their patients, their workers there for like maybe drug tests or however and stuff. So you can go to like these regular laboratories that you see around your corner, around your neighborhood, around your town, right? So normally in the front, when we're sitting there, guess what we're doing? We are checking you in. So when we're checking you in, you're not coming over here for free. You're not giving blood and urine and all that stuff, and everything is just paid for, right? In certain circumstances. There are times that, well, most of the times, is that you have to ask for the patient's insurance, because if your doctor referred you here, your doctor's not normally paying for your testing. Certain doctors may, and certain doctors most of the time are not. So it's your insurance. So we do deal with trying to verify patients' insurances. We have to add them into the system if they haven't never been there before. We do get on the phone a lot with physicians, for the patients, because we do have our patients that come there with absolutely nothing in hand. They would say, well, my doctor told me to come here, and something was supposed to be electronically filed or sent to you, or however, typing in the patient, there's nothing here for the patient. So, you can always have the patient dial the doctor, and then sometimes you're dialing the doctor. It's one or the other. So we do deal with a lot of stuff versus just blood draws. So there's a lot of verifying and calling physicians, because sometimes they have a requisition or order for this patient and it's not really that legible, or I've gotten requisitions and orders that had nothing on it. It just had what the doctor's name and everything. And then I'm like, what am I drawing? I don't know what I'm drawing because it's not legible or it's not there. And then we have this thing called diagnostic codes, which shows and tells what is the test for, meaning once we draw this patient, this is what is being sent to, and this is what they're going to be checking for. So that's what diagnostic codes are. And we do deal with a lot of stuff that's not there. So sadly, the patient's wait time may turn into a little bit longer. It's the fact that we're trying to get this patient going, but sometimes the e-script never showed up, or, everybody knows. It's not like, I don't think anybody has ever not gone to a pharmacy, gone to a laboratory, and you leave your doctor's office and you go somewhere and they didn't prescribe. So now you're waiting, you're calling, they're calling. And yeah, we're more than just drawing blood, y'all. We do a whole lot. We really honestly do. So number 8 reads, do I find that being phlebotomist is a fulfilling career? I would say that I do. I honestly love working with patients. I love working with people. This is someone's life that is in our hands, and we are a part of that patient care team, which feels wonderful and amazing. I feel like I'm making a difference. And also, there is never a dull moment when it comes to being a phlebotomist. You are dealing with the public. You're dealing with a very diverse set of people and all kinds of things, whether you're working in a hospital, clinic, a laboratory, however. It's a fun environment. And the reason why I say that is because we have never, like I said, there's never a dull moment. I do have patients that has given me things, and I just sit there, and sometimes you can't do nothing but laugh. Not in front of them, but you just can't do anything but laugh. So number 9 is like a part 2 of question number 8, and it pretty much asks, what's something that you would say was is very funny about being a phlebotomist? Like what is comical? Okay, so kind of like I said, beckoning on question number 8, which was there's never a dull moment. I've had some specimens given to me that I didn't want. And what I mean by that I would ask for urine, and you tell them how much you need, or however you hand them the little specimen cup and stuff. And I've gotten some things that I didn't want, like stool. Yes, I know it sounds funny, but you would sit there and explain to a patient, hey, I need this, and just come out here and place it right here in this little bin, and however. And yeah, I've gotten some messy stuff. Like I said, I already deal with messy stuff, but that wasn't what I wanted and needed at this time. So yes, I've had, for example, I've had a patient, and the towelette that you give to the patients before they go to the restroom to give you the urine, I've had a patient urinate on the towelette and place it in the cup, and came back and handed me the cup with no urine but the towelette inside the cup. And I was like, where's the urine? I don't see anything in here. And they're like, oh, I thought I was supposed to on the towelette. And I was like, ooh, no, it's not what you're supposed to. I'm telling you, it is never a dull moment. We get the craziest things. I go home and I'm just like, what happened today? Wow. I mean, it's just, honestly, it just shows me that it keeps me on my toes. People are people, certain people just need to be explained a little bit further than others. And I would say those are certain things that I would consider as a little bit comical. It's not making fun of anyone. It's just, certain situations you're just like, whoo, what another day we got going on here. And yeah. So question 10 reads, any advice for future phlebotomists? Okay. I will say that if you are very driven to enter into the medical field, you can become a phlebotomist. Phlebotomist, I do believe, is a great doorway for that career choice. If you're wanting to move up into the medical field, you can start and be a phlebotomist. Like, that'll be like your start. I do like to egg people on to actually becoming a phlebotomist that is thinking about it, not really sure of what they wanted to do. I do say it's a go-to because we are really in demand, because we need people to know how to stick. We need blood draws. We need specimen collections. We need these type of people in the medical field, because you got to remember, we are a very valuable teammate in the patient care world, So I definitely say we are in high demand. So we need more phlebotomists. There's not a lot out there. So I do egg people on. If you are even interested in thinking and even having it as a thought in your mind, go ahead, go for it. You got this. You know what I mean? When you're going through school and when you're getting your certification, it may seem a little tough, maybe because it's a lot of things you don't remember. And, a lot of people, we can learn stuff in the mind, but when it comes to now, we're actually sitting there tying the tourniquet and, doing it on each other or on our professors and things like that. Don't give up. Do not feel less confident in yourself, feeling that you'll make a mistake or you'll hurt someone. Don't give up, because we all start somewhere and stuff. And when you do get your certification, baby, put it on a wall, make yourself see your accomplishments. And when you get your first job, just go in with your head held high. I mean, there's no other way of putting that. Put that confidence in you, baby. Like, don't fear that this is someone right in front of me and I'm going to make a mistake. No, you don't want to have any type of fear or doubt in yourself that you cannot get this blood draw. You got this. Everyone is not going to be a great stick. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat that. I know that. We have a lot of people that are heart sick. We have veins that we can't find, veins that you can't see. You have all kinds of things, but that's why you went through your certification and process and doing your on hand so you can figure out different types of ways to become successful in this career, you know. Also, don't get down on yourself. I mean, even if you come up against people who are considered heart sick, so you don't feel confident in sticking because you feel that you're going to miss, if you have someone around, ask for help. There's no problem with asking for help. Even I still ask for help when I notice that I'm not really feeling a vein, or I am feeling a vein, it doesn't feel that strong. I'll ask for a second opinion. I've even stuck the needle in, and I've asked the other phlebotomist, if there's one around, if you can reposition for me because maybe I have missed the vein or however, you know what I mean? So do not feel like you cannot ask for help just because you just want to be the main one and you don't want to be looked at as somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. You know, always ask for help if you need any type of help. So 1, build confidence. 2, definitely be empathetic to your patients because, like I said, a lot of people, this may not be their ultimate time when it's time to draw blood. A lot of people do have a fear of needles, so you have to be very empathetic with others and make sure that you make the patient feel safe and secure when you are getting ready to do your blood draws. 3, communication. Communicate with your patients. Communicate with any other phlebotomists or workers that you have with you or near you, like nurses or MAs or however. Communication definitely is key. 4, stand up for yourself. This one is definitely a good one because you do have certain environments when you're walking into a room, or even if a patient comes to you, and if your patient is not calm, if your patient is screaming, or if the environment just doesn't feel under control, then I always like to say, stand up for yourself. Tell them, I cannot draw you at this moment until you calm down, or however, even if you have nurses or doctors or anybody, I need this patient drawn, I need this patient drawn. How can you draw a patient if the patient won't stay still or anything like that? Stand up for yourself. Do not just stick just because the environment is just out of control or anything. You make your environment under your control. You understand? Because like I said, if anything comes down to it, like I said, that is you. That is your life. That is your certification. That is your life on the line. And you don't want anything to happen that came because of you, you know. So try to keep your environment under control. Stand up for yourself. If this doesn't feel correct or anything like that, then don't draw. Do not feel obligated to draw because they need this stat or they need something. So definitely, I would always say for anybody working in the medical field, but definitely as a phlebotomist, stand up for yourself. But that is all for this video. I will probably do another Q&A part 2 so I can add more questions because I had way more. This was just like the certain ones that I decided to separate and answer for this video. I hope this tutorial, look at me again. I hope this video was helpful and you on your phlebotomist journey. If you're brand new, if you're a seasoned phlebotomist, if you're someone that's been experienced for over 20 plus years or however, I hope this video was helpful in any way. If you have any more questions, please feel free to email me, DM me. You can write it in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up if you thought it was very helpful. And I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye.